And you're probably sitting at home saying, man, look at those gorgeous shirts that Gary and Rodney have on tonight. Well, you can get them at the Locker Room, located on the University Strip. Locker Room's been in Tuscaloosa for 46 years, and they are the ones providing us with this original elephant wear. It's tradition. It's the home of the original elephant wear. Go by and see Alex Gatewood and the good folks, and they will take care of you. That's the Locker Room, just right on the Strip at the University of Alabama in Tuscaloosa, and they can outfit you in one of these, and you can be ready in time for the game on Saturday. Also got those great golf shirts, which is probably a little better for the football game right now in the heat. Okay, let's get back to football, and San Jose State came in here on Saturday evening, Rodney, and I don't think they had any delusional thoughts that they were going to win the game, but they wanted to try to be competitive, and you know, for a little while in the game, they did some good things. Their first drive, they busted a long run, got a face mask against Alabama, and got down there and kicked the field goal. But really, offensively, Alabama was sharp from the get-go. McElroy and those receivers were connecting early and often.
Yeah, they really were, and you could tell the confidence that Greg McElroy's gained over the last year. Gary, and again, I realize that San Jose State isn't going to be the best competition that Alabama will face, but certainly Greg McElroy over a year ago in terms of when he started last year against Virginia Tech, how far he's come along. He's just so confident, ran the offense so confidently, and there you go, Trent Richardson filling in for Mark Ingram. Unbelievable. And then Eddie Lacy, DJ Fluker at right tackle performed well, seemed to. Chance Warmack replacing Mike Johnson at left guard. So again, I thought a lot of the young guys stepped up, and Julio Jones, first 3 plays of the game, they go to Julio. Obviously wanted to get him started on a right note this year.
Yeah, Julio looked every bit the part of one of the best wide receivers in the country. And you mentioned Lacy bouncing back from that early fumble and running wild, and Richardson did. I just thought the key to this game was the fact, and Karen played well coming in, was the fact that Alabama played well even in the second half. Well, not just second-teamers in there, but third-teamers in there. And let's mention on defense, C.J. Mosley, true freshman, came in the second half, had 7 tackles, made 2 perfect reads. I know he regrets dropping those balls. He had 2 interceptions that might have been pick sixes, but that's how deep this football team has become.
Yeah, and that's a good point about C.J. Mosley. I should have mentioned him, Gary, and he was extremely impressive in his time there. What really caught my attention was how well he performed in terms of pass coverage, how quickly he read things, and, again, he almost came up with a couple of picks.
All right, let's go to the phones. We've got some callers standing by. CB is with us in Tuscaloosa. CB, welcome in, buddy.
How y'all doing, gentlemen?
Doing well.
I tell you, we were so glad to have Coach Saban here, but I look back at the old days, Joe Paterno and his fans. I met some of them, some great folks, and they got wonderful fans, wonderful coach. I see Barry Bryant on the other side, and of course we got the best fans, and this should be a great week. God bless them.
Yeah, CB, what a great series. College football's changed so much. You don't see 10-year contracts anymore for great intersectional rivalries, but Alabama and Penn State played every year, Rodney, between 1981 and 1990. And had some memorable games. Of course, had those Sugar Bowls leading up to the regular season series, but had it all. Had great players, great plays, had some controversies, thinking back to the 83 game. Had Derek Thomas in 88. You had Joe Pa. You had Coach Bryant. You had Bill Curry going up there to Penn State in 87 when Alabama was a big underdog and winning.
Yeah.
And it truly was a terrific series. I'm glad to have it back.
Oh, so many memories, Gary. You talked about the goal line stand earlier, the Preston Gothard game, the 3-14 game, as you mentioned. Bobby Humphrey ran wild in 87. In the second game of the season against Penn State when Penn State was coming off the national championship. Kind of a revenge game for that team. 88, Derek Thomas made all those sacks of Tony Sacca, the quarterback at Penn State. 89, desperation block with Thomas Raham. I mean, so many great memories in the series, Gary.
Yeah, been a great series and should be a great game on Saturday night. Let's talk to Travis, who's also in Tuscaloosa. Travis, welcome in. Travis, you with us? All right, Travis wants to know about Javion Clowney's recruiting status. Of course, Alabama and South Carolina amongst a number of schools that would love to have the top defensive player in the country come in.
Yep, and Jadeveon Clowney, just for those, most people know, but just for those who don't, top player in the country from the state of South Carolina, and he's a tremendous player. Anytime you're trying to get a player out of a foreign state or another state, it's always difficult to do, especially when they're as highly touted as Jadeveon is. Again, I think it's Alabama, South Carolina. We've said that many times on this show previously, and again, I think Alabama right now looks very, very good for Jadeveon Clowney, but we're going to have to wait until the very end, until the ink dries, Gary. I think that's what it's going to go down to. Yeah,
we mentioned Jesse Williams being an impact player. Most feel Jadeveon Clowney has that kind of ability, even coming straight from high school.
No question. He is a great, great player. We talked about how you have to wait. how about Keenan Allen? You know, I mean, he was locked up for Alabama last year this time, and then an unexpected turn of events.
Yeah, I wound up at Cal. If you haven't seen what Keenan Allen did in his first game, to tell you how good he is, and again, show you what a good job Alabama does of evaluating talent. They were on Keenan Allen for a long time. Go to YouTube, click on Keenan Allen, California, and just watch him run wild this past Saturday in the Bears opener. All right, another phone call from Gary and Fate. He's not with us, but he left his question. What's the status of Xavier Dixon?
I think Alabama has a tremendous shot with Xavier Dixon, great player from the state of Georgia. Griffin, they've produced a lot of tremendous players over there. I think Xavier Dixon is an awesome athlete. He's a guy that could probably play that jack linebacker spot. He's got the body to fill out. He could be a defensive end. Very, very athletic. Saw him in a 7-on-7 tournament this past spring. Gary made an unbelievable catch in triple coverage in the back of the end zone. So he is a great athlete.
All right, Rodney, let's talk to Keith, who is in Tuscaloosa. Keith, welcome in.
Hey, how you doing?
Doing well.
Okay, I mean, realistically, I just wanted to know, so that Mark Ingram would not be rushed back, you know, even though he just went through surgery. Realistically, what weekend do you two think that we should have him back?
Yeah, they're not going to rush him back. Coach Saban's made that clear. But I think my feeling is he probably won't play Saturday night, but I think he'll be back for ball game number 3. That's just my gut instinct.
And again, it's just a guess, so it's only speculation, but I would agree with you, Gary. I think there's a good chance he could probably play against Duke, and who knows, he might play this week. All
right, more of your phone calls and emails when Tider Insider TV continues, but as we go to break, don't forget to get up early with us on Saturday mornings. The Crimson Tide Kickoff Show, presented by AT&T and Alpha Insurance, is going to be a huge hit. It already is. We got you 1 hour live on Saturday mornings from the University of Alabama campus, so start your Bama football Saturdays with us. Crimson Tide Kickoff, Saturday morning at 8 a.m. And we're back, and Gary from Northport has been holding, so let's get to his phone call. Gary, welcome into TITV.
Hey, Gary, I'm Todd.
Yes, sir.
Can you give me any information on Tanner Patrick? I didn't see him listed on the depth chart and hadn't heard anything out of him.
Yeah, Gary. You know, Rodney, we've talked a little bit about him because he's another one of these imposing physical prospects at linebacker, 6'3", about 230 pounds, can run. You know, it's just a situation with guys like him and Jonathan Atchison. They're still young players, and trying to find your way up that depth chart can be tough. I don't think it's anything that he's done or hasn't done. It's just there's a lot of great players ahead of him. Sometimes you just got to bide your time. Ask Chavis Williams.
Yeah, you do. And again, it's a matter of maturing. Again, he is only a redshirt freshman. So I know there's a lot of expectations from Tanae. I think he was on special teams on Saturday, and I think he's got a chance with his ability to become a player here at Alabama.
Yeah, remember, Gary, how hyped Jarrell Harris was coming out of high school, and it's taken him to his junior year to become a starter. This kind of team, you just gotta be patient, and I think he will be, and I think he'll be a good player. Real quickly, let's take one more phone call. This is Joseph is with us. Joseph, go ahead.
How you doing today, man? Roll Tide.
Yes, sir, Joseph.
Hey, hey, I'm familiar with how good does the recruit look for 2012 for Alabama football?
Hey, Joseph, nobody signs yet for 2011 or 2012. Alabama's got one commitment for 2012. He's one of the best players in the country, Eddie Williams, and they're going to have another great class.
Eddie Williams, safety. We talked about him last week from Panama City Beach, Florida. He is a great player. A lot of great players in the state next year and in the Southeast that Alabama's already doing very well with.
All right. Well, up next on Tider Insider TV, it's time to make our predictions. Will the Tide move to 2-0, or will Penn State pull the upset? Find out what we think next on Tider Insider TV.